sometimes people say from the perspective, and sometimes I'll be very honest with you. People are very, very selfish. Even though when you're treating them good, like my boss is doing now, he's treating all the team with the good food. I can dare anyone in my team to come out and say my boss is not good.
No, there are people that if you're not taking their side, they're not gonna like you. It doesn't matter what you do.
I can dare my team, they will be watching and they will say this, to tell me that my boss is not good. I dare any of them.
No, there are people that will not like you for the fact
there
that
are
you're not
particular
taking
people.
the side.
There are the particular people who will still say this man is not good.
That is how life is. Remember that Jesus Christ was crucified.
Yeah, but there are some particular people who will still come out and say this man is not good. But this man is not just good to me. It's good to the whole team.
No, that is why when we were arguing before this podcast, I said, you don't know what is good fights. People say pick your fight.
No,
you don't know.
You go back to this fight.
No. No, this is a reference, right?
Yeah.
I said when we were arguing before this podcast, I said, you don't know what is a good fight. You just need to wake up in the morning and face it head on.
Absolutely.
You just need to wake up in the morning and say, this day I'm going to conquer it. Now, remember that you have your skill, even if you lose your job.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
The skill is your own.
Your skill is your own.
Some people tend to forget this. I don't know why they do.
Yeah, because you have that fear in you that if I lose my job, it's gonna take me a while to get another one, and if I don't get another job, I'm gonna be left without no cash. And remember, as an African man, particularly from where we're coming from, we have a lot of things on our shoulders. People that you look out for, right? And these people that you look out for, if you are not be able to phone or assist them to be able to do what they need to do, or to assist your family to be able to pay for some debts or maybe house rents and all that, assist your little sister, your mother, your father. If you cannot be able to do that, it's going to put you in a very big depression. And if you are a family person, I'm not talking about the guys who are not family oriented. Some guys who are not family oriented, they don't give a shit about their family. They get money, they spend it here, they do whatever they want to do. But as a family oriented person, you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders that you need to. So sometimes you gotta take shit at work, regardless on how the shit is. You're gonna take it at work to do what? To digest it. Because you have people that are just looking up to you. Because if you lose this job right now and if you don't have anything at hand, you know how the country is. If you don't have a job, man, you're nobody here.
And him winning the referendum does not still mean that they will give him Biafra.
Yes, does not still mean that they will give him Biafra.
Yeah.
So, see, the fight he picked is not a wrong fight.
Yeah.
He just need to keep fighting till he gets to the, till he gets to the peak point where he can be able to get.
So still, there is no wrong fight and there is no right fight.
There's no wrong fight. No, there is a wrong fight.
Right? No.
There is a wrong fight. When you're fighting someone you don't know.
I said, give me an example of a wrong fight.
Okay, I'll give you a very specific one.
Yeah.
It's like me now.
No, I can give you an example of fight.
Okay.
I can give you an example of fight.
I'm giving you okay, give me.
Understand perfectly.
Okay.
I've just given you Nnamdi Carlos scenario, right?
Okay.
And I gave you Trump's scenario. Trump. I told you that Trump is convicted already.
Okay.
And he did not give up. So some people will say, I'm already convicted.
He did not give. No. He did not give up because people were still counting on him. It's like what happened to Nelson Mandela. What happened to Obasanjo as well when he was in jail, right? So he did not give up because people were still counting on him.
Yeah.
If people gave up on him and he started losing count.
Okay, during
he won because of the people.
Yeah, okay.
Not because of him.
If I ask you now who was counting on Nelson Mandela, who would you say?
I say Africans as a whole.
South African people.
Yeah, Africans and South Africans as a whole.
Okay. If I ask you who was counting on Donald Trump, who would you say?
Americans. The Native
If I
Americans.
ask you who was counting on Andrew Tate, who would you say?
Andrew Tate, I would say people who supports what he do, people who believe not to be being intimidated by other people.
So all this fight is right fight. It's not a wrong fight.
Yeah, it's not a wrong fight.
So which one is a wrong fight? Give me. I've given you specific.
That's why.
Examples,
yes,
right?
you've given me a few examples.
Specific example of a wrong fight.
I'm giving you a very specific one, and maybe people will not like it, but it's like me now.
It doesn't matter.
It's like me now, challenging God.
You cannot. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. It's like picking a fight that you don't know who you're fighting.
Any fight that you picked that is not God is the right fight. Is that what you're saying?
Any fight that I pick that is not God is the right fight now.
Okay.
It's like okay.
Not God.
Okay. I will say again now. I will compare this to my boss.
Mm-hmm.
It's like me now fighting my boss. Like I want to kick my boss out of the office.
No. You cannot come and say you're kicking your boss out of the office.
See,
what did your boss do? Why are you speaking up against?
That's what I'm saying. Even though my boss did anything, fighting that fight is like me trying to go jam the wall. Because believe me, regardless on what happened, but in some certain cases you can win, but very rare cases that you can win against your boss.
Okay, I want to ask you a simple question. Why will you speak up or fight your boss? Why? What did he do?
I mean, maybe if you're not being treated the way you like.
In what example, what will make you agitated against your boss?
What will make me agitated against my boss? Maybe I'm working, I'm doing my job, and maybe he or her is not happy with my job and how I perform my job. Then I go on to ask for feedback to get me a good reason for me to see where that I'm lacking that I can be able to adjust. But still, I'm not getting any feedback, and still you're not giving me any attention, and you're not giving me the reason why I'm not performing, and you're giving me a hard time at my job. Definitely, of course, I have to confront you.
Confront him in what sense?
I will confront him.
Physically?
Yeah, not physically. No, conversationally. I'll confront him, let him know this is what is going on. I need to know what's happening. If you don't want me in the team, you need to be very open.
Wait. Let me understand what you're saying, because you're trying to be political. You're dodging my question.
I'm not dodging your question.
Yeah, that's what
I'm being very directive.
You're fighting your boss, right?
Yeah.
Because you're working. And according to company's procedure, your boss need to rate your performance.
Absolutely.
Which everybody is doing.
Yes.
They're still doing it where we're working right now,
yes.
Right?
Okay.
Your boss did not rate your performance.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
So the company will ask him, why did you not rate this guy?
Yeah, the company is going to ask him.
So the company will ask him.
Yes.
That is not your fight.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you pick a fight against your boss, you pick a wrong fight.
That is not your fight, because your boss is supposed to write something about you, right?
Yeah.
Then your boss will call you to sign that thing that he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
You will read it.
Yeah.
You will say, this one I don't agree.
Yeah.
Then you will not sign.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you did not sign that thing, your boss will not submit it.
He will not submit it.
So the company is going to ask about
a question. You. Yes. Company is going to ask a question about this. Yeah. Why we haven't seen his performance review. What happened? Yes. Your boss is going to explain.
Yes.
But the thing is, like I said, I don't know how you will understand it. Picking a fight against your boss is a wrong fight. I'll be very honest with you.
No, it depends.
It depends on the fight.
Yeah.
Okay, if your boss abuses you, slap you, physical abuse, that, okay, fine. Picking a fight, that one is understandable. But still, there is a proper way to do the fight. If your boss slaps you, now you slap back, man, it's going to be another question. But if your boss slaps you, you do not retaliate back, that is another advantage for you. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
To be able to get a justice for that.
If your boss slaps you, it's a termination.
Yes, it's a termination.
Everybody understands that.
Yeah, it's a termination.
Everybody understands that.
Yeah, it is.
Still, you are not picking a fight against the boss, because you already understand what the consequence of what he did is.
People can pick a fight. People get high-tempered. Somebody cannot just slap you regardless. Now, as an engineering man, now your boss just walks up in the kitchen, Victor, what's up? And then slaps you. And then
No, if you understand what is if you know that you're not going to get justice for what he did, You can fight back.
Like say both of you, only
No,
both
and
of you.
your fight back should not be slapping.
Okay, I would say only both of you is in the room,
Uh,
and then that incident happened.
uh,
Definitely, I see.
your fight back should not
Definitely,
be slapping.
no. You will be doing something.
Your fight back
Alright.
should not be slapping.
Probably
my
you be very abusive or maybe arrogant or
your fight
very.
back should be smacked down to put him in a coma.
Yeah, but that's not the right fight to pick.
No. I'm just telling you because you said that you have to fight back, that you're Nigerian and you have to do this because someone was trying to intimidate you. And my advice is your fight back should be smacked down. And everybody said pick your fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a wrong fight.
If you ask me, right, I would say my wrong fight will be with myself.
Okay,
If you ask me, Victor, what would be the wrong fight you would pick? I would say
fighting against myself.
Yeah, I would say when I stop believing in myself, that would be the biggest I can do to myself.
Okay.
If I'm fighting with my boss right now,
Mm-hmm.
the skill I have is my own. The highest thing they are going to do is termination. That is not the wrong fight. My boss did something that made me fought against him or fought with him.
Fighting against your boss.
If I fight my boss right now, why did I fight my boss? I'm not a madman.
Okay, there's a motive. Probably depends on your perspective.
That's
one thing you need to understand.
The highest thing they are going to do is termination. Equals to imprisoning somebody like Nnamdi Kanu or Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, but the thing is,
are you getting the point right now?
Did it worth it?
What? Sorry?
Does it worth it?
Nelson Mandela was in prison for 20.
Nelson Mandela is different. Nelson Mandela, I know.
No. For 20 what? During that time, there was no guarantee that he was going to be a president.
Absolutely.
Nnamdi Kanu is going 5 years right now.
Yeah, he's 5 years.
5 to 6 years now. And there is no guarantee that there will be a success. So is he a right fight?
It's a right fight, my
No,
friend.
you don't know that. If you fight your boss right now in UAE, they deport you. Why did you fight your boss? Why did you slap him? Or why did you give him a smackdown or just raise him and knock him on the ground? Why did you do that? Maybe he said something that only you heard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you decided, no, I'm going to end it right now.
But that was the worst decisions to make.
How do you know? What they did was to deport you.
See, like something.
The skill, deporting you did not take your skill away.
It didn't take your skill away, but it's gonna put a lot of frustration in you.
There's something I want to say on camera right now for people to understand. Right now, if you are in any job, if you are in any job, please don't be scared. Highest is sack.
Yeah.
Skill is with you. Your skill is with you.
Okay. What you say?
You know, so many people don't realize this, and they will be doing all the job. They will be scared. They will be scared out of their. Let me not say us, but they will be scared out of something.
Exactly.
Because they're going to lose the job.
You're right.
Forgetting that when you lose that job, you are going with your skill.
But one thing you need to understand is.
And another thing is, you should be doing everything right now to build confidence in yourself.
Yes, and that's why I specialize. I mean, I brought up this topic because, see, let me tell you something. For me, I have a lot of mistake has happened during the downline. I've been in this country. I understand that, and
it's not just in this country; it's in everywhere, right? See, the last. I want to tell you something. The last place I worked before traveling, right? Something happened. I told my boss that since I started doing a professional job, I've never been sacked. To date. I told my boss that I've never been sacked. If anything happens, any job I'm doing, I already know the worst part. And that worst part, I am not scared of it. I have understood from a very long time, let me not say from onset, but from a very long time that here that I'm working, no matter how much I'm earning, no matter where I am giving you value.
Absolutely, you're adding value to the team.
I'm giving you value.
Yep.
And you're paying me for my value. This is not a charity work. I came here with a skill. I am delivering, and you're giving me.
I'm getting paid for it.
Yes. So I'm not coming here working for you being intimidated. I was talking to my boss. Any day that you feel that you don't want me here, tell me. Next day or that day, I'll give you paper and I'll walk away. Straight up, I'm going. I'm not going to take anything from your property. I'm not going to take anything from your kitchen. I'm not going to do anything that I'm not supposed to do. You know, there is something I've understood, right? There is integrity, there is labor.
Absolutely.
When you do something for somebody, you should have that to hold it intact. You know, when I'm working for you and I'm delivering on that thing that I said that I'm, some people make work environment difficult for somebody to do
Toxic.
for
I
somebody
will
to
use
do
that
their
word.
job.
Exactly.
I know why you're saying toxic. Everybody here is complaining about toxic.
Oh my goodness, God, bro. Toxic is one of the, I would say, is one of the easiest thing that you can find in any working place.
Everybody's complaining about
Now,
toxic. Everybody's
people
but, you know, when I was in my
intentionally
home
make the job environment toxic for some people to suffer so that they can relax, you know what I mean? But for forgetting that everybody has their, they have their plan and targets, why they really came to work. Your plan is not my plan. Your target is not my target. All right. Regardless, we might be doing the same job description.
That's in their winning best managers, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, Those people who do those things that they do, trying to
They win best managers.
portray as I like you in front of you and behind you, they are backstabbers. Those people, they won. They always win those best managers and all that.
I want, yeah.
Those things are very crazy. But the thing I always advise to myself is, living with integrity, regardless of the situation. Because if my integrity doesn't pay me now, it's going to pay me later. It's going to help me build confidence, self-confidence. It's going to help me build self-moral. It's going to help me build level up, But when you are a backstabber, believe me, one day it's going to fall back. And when it fall back on you.
When you are a little bitch. See.
When it fall back on you, that's the end of the game.
See, right now, there is things that, and I did not, we always have experience. We always try to learn.
Yeah,
this thing that we're talking about right now, a very toxic environment, and those people instigating that toxicity, they're getting best managers.
Absolutely.
Is
that one I agree. I agree with you. It's not even in the late years, bro. This one
right now.
This one
right now.
It was very certain for me from the moment I would say few months after I joined. I started my career. I started seeing it. About this nationality issues.
In your home country?
No. My home country, I work freely, man. I don't see such thing.
How many countries have you worked before coming here?
I think here's the first country I've ever worked.
And this is where you're seeing it?
Yes. I have worked with many nationalities. I mean, when I say many nationalities, I can name them all. But
yeah, I started my career in the ship. I worked with Americans. I worked with Europeans. I worked with so many Africans. I worked with so many people. But
you've worked with Asians?
The only Asians that I worked with back in my country was Filipinos.
Filipinos, I would say.
And the thing is, if you see somebody back in Nigeria, if you see somebody working for a very long time without going home, we call that person a Filipino. That's what we used to do in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Right? If we see somebody working 2, 3 months, 4 months, and the person have not
gone home,
the person is still in the workplace. It's not like you left workplace, then you went somewhere in the town. No, the person is still in the workplace,
doesn't leave,
coming to work every day,
every single day.
Off. 2, 3 months, then we call the person Filipino. This is what we do in Nigeria, because this is what we do in the ship. Let me not say Nigeria, right? This is what we do in the ship till I come here. But there is something you need to understand, and what we're saying this is to let other people know, right? And again, is try not to have a single scale. I always tell
being diverse in your skills are very, very important. Like I would tell you something. For me, I'll always use myself as an example because I've gained a lot of experience here. Regardless that I've been in one particular career all this almost a decade now I've been in this country. Yes, in one career, but I've learned a lot of things. And the thing is, I would say I regret most is failing to take the opportunities when it comes. Because I've gotten a lot of opportunities. I've engaged with a lot of big people. So many COOs, CEOs, even some GMs, general managers, are my good friend. And if they are listening, of course they will know. I have them also in my LinkedIn. But the thing is, there's a lot of opportunities they have given to you based on your own perspective and the mentality that you're using to grow. You fail to take on those opportunities, and and when you look back, then you will understand that you've really missed all these things. Opportunities doesn't finish, definitely, because we are in Dubai. It comes if you really know what you're doing. Opportunity comes every day, but the thing is, it depends on when it comes, and it's very rare to come. If it comes, you really need to take it. I will advise people, if you are coming to work here, or if you're working here, like you said, never be scared to take the step. Like, yes, but you need to be careful because your steps can get you sacked. Because when you oppose on what your management or your
Are you
manager
going to oppose based on lies?
depends on the scenario.
No.
Yeah,
No. When you're opposing that situation,
Mm.
it's not being insultive or fighting, right?
Yes.
Now we know a lot of work politics that goes here, and work politics, I hate it, because when you go to that environment that is work politics,
To
there
be
are so
honest,
many
man,
things that goes wrong that is not supposed to go wrong.
Absolutely, I hate it. I hate when you work like you make people like the more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see act. I hate it. Be very transparent and very straightforward.
No,
And one of the things that keeps me going and where I'm working currently, the reason why I'm still there is because of my boss. Probably he might save this video. I'm not saying it for any.
your direct boss or
My director. I don't want to say his name for some personal reasons, but my director that is
not your direct boss,
my direct boss, not my assistant manager, not my manager, my director. He knows. I mean, my friends knows the people I'm talking, or my work colleagues know. He is a very transparent guy. When I have studied this guy. Like, he is very straightforward. He doesn't like beating around the bush. You can tell him something about somebody and thinking that you're nailing the person. Maybe I'll just come to him and tell him, boss, you see about this guy, 1, 2, 3, like that. And then you leaves. You think that you have fucked up this guy behind the guy to your boss. But you think that your boss is just going to believe on what you say. He will investigate. If he doesn't investigate, he will keep watching. And when he notices all those things, he will wait for the right time and he will approach you. And whatever action he takes, his action is very justified. He doesn't take action anyhow. He does his checks before he takes his action. I'm not speaking because I have a personal like on him, but I am amazed. I am amazed with his work ethics.
Does this have to do with culture?
I would say as well, yes. Depends on how you work.
Because I've asked somebody, there are so many things I'm seeing here. I don't know how to understand it. I have tried to understand, but I don't know.
You cannot understand it, man.
It's our culture. He told me it's our culture.
No.
And when he told me,
a culture like what? A culture of making people.
No,
I mean,
you have to always seek favor from the back. The favor you're going to get is not justified by what your boss is looking at. It's going to be justified by what you say from the back.
See.
So there is no, everybody's always talking from the back. Everybody. I asked him, help me understand this, because coming from where I don't know this, right?
Yeah.
We insult people because they talk at someone's back. People will not have the face to speak in the public because of what they said at the back. But it looks like it's a regular act here. Please help me understand it.
Yeah, yeah. I won't say it's a regular act, but it happened often.
Bro, it's a regular act.
Okay, let me borrow your word. It's a regular act.
No, no, it depends on where you stay. It depends on where you work.
Yeah,
From my own standpoint.
Okay, it's a regular act. Okay, people do those things in their own mindset that they will use it to get a leverage against other people and get an advantage to be at their boss side. But the worst thing that you can do is, my boss always say, don't cover the shit of your colleague. If your colleague is fucking up, go straight, tell your boss what's happening. What you're doing is helping your colleague to get the shit right. You get my point? You're not reporting, but you're getting the shit right. But when your colleague is doing something wrong and you're covering, you're putting the whole department into problem. Because that shit can go wrong and it will come back to the head of the department, and the head of the department will push the pressure down to the people. But when you don't cover, nothing will go wrong. So it means that you have to live by integrity. So people that is going behind, I would say they are just doing that for a selfish interest, because they think that they can be able to buy their way from there, to be able to get the next position, or to get, sometimes they succeed for some certain bosses who does not really investigate or look down to see what this person is telling me. Is it right or wrong? I have a boss who I worked under. That was back in 2018. There was a report that came against me, and I was not there. The guy was reporting me, and you know what he told the guy? He just told him, please, just hold on for a minute. He called me. He come in. When I come in, he just say, sit down, and then he tell the guy, please start from the beginning. Just tell me what you just told me before. And the guy was shocked. Yeah. The guy couldn't speak anymore. He didn't do it because he wanted to fool the guy. But he showed the guy is, if you're coming to me, make sure that you're coming with fact and truth. If my guy is doing something wrong, I'm going to punish him in front of you straight away, because every action has the consequences, whether good or bad. So that's the kind of boss I want to be tomorrow. If I'm going to be a boss tomorrow, I want to live by integrity. I don't care how long it's going to keep me in that fame or in that organization. I don't care. But what I care is living with integrity. No, don't accept all those back talks, somebody coming behind you to tell you bullshit. Those talk that telling you can put you also in the problem who is listening. You want to be straight arrow. Straightforward. I know it's very rare. To see that kind of people is rare. It's rare. Because the people that we have now is they'll feed you with bunch of nonsense, and you will just accept it as the big boss also, and then you don't even check and you take your actions. Those are wrong. But if you want to make those things stop, and which I'll be telling people who are watching, if you're a boss today and you want to make your organization to be good, don't have these buddies. Will I say buddies? Yeah. Victor is my assistant manager, so I believe whatever he tells me. Yes, believe whatever Victor tells you, but check whatever he tells you. As a human being, you need to check. I was telling my junior, I think that was yesterday. I was telling my junior, right? Because I'm always watching everybody. I'm not saying anything. Everything you're doing, I'm watching. Everything you're doing, I'm watching. Because I'm a supervisor. So everything you're doing, I'm watching, but I'm not saying anything. If that thing you're doing persists, I'll try to change you from that place you are. Some people will get angry. Sometimes I will try to tell them, this is why I changed you. This is why I removed you from where you're working to put you here. You feel like you're so much relaxed here, and you know the place we're working, there is so much pressure, and it's not going to come on you. That's the thing they don't understand. It's going to come on me. Of course. Right? Okay. This is not every department here. I have worked in every department here. And each time they change me, I do not complain. Each time they swing me like, what is that? And I don't complain. That's... And there is a reason why I cannot complain. There is a reason why I want to take that task that nobody wants to take. Put me there, no problem. There is a reason why I want to take it. Because it's going to give me an edge.
to speak fearlessly to anybody that is going to tell me this, that, this, that. That is why I want to take that task.
Absolutely. And it's also going to make you know that they don't
Yeah.
want you to know. You know, what people don't understand is this is a very big secret, but I'm going to say it. But what people don't understand is whenever they're pushing you, is when they're doing something good for you.
Yeah.
Why they push you? Why they push?
Yeah.
Because this is how I change the perspective. I stop being angry. Whenever my manager is giving me pressure, I stop being angry.
Yeah.
I start looking into that thing to be able to get that thing done.
To take everything at my own advantage. I am not a kid.
You understand what I mean?
I thought some of my colleagues, I am not a kid. I have life experience. You don't. Maybe I give you 20 years, but I'm working with you. I have life experience working in so many places. I have understood that. So when they say what will not kill you
Makes
will
you
make
stronger.
you stronger, they're not joking.
Yeah, this is not a joke.
It's not joke.
Yeah.
That place they are going to kill you. You say, why did you put me here? You did not put this person here. You did not put this person. Bro, smile and take that task.
This is what people fail to
own advantage.
Exactly.
Please.
This is what people fail to understand. Because why they are trying to push you to that edge, they're doing something good for you.
But most of them
accept that.
Most of them that puts you there don't understand this. You know, some of this my boss. There is this particular boss. He will say, "I'll put you there." I'll be smiling. I'll put you there. You know, this. If something happened, maybe there is something happen. It might not actually be my fault, but because
you're the head.
I'm going to take it.
Yeah, you take the responsibility.
You're not supposed to be in this position. I'm going to put you there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to complain. I will tell you. I will ask if I get angry. Have you changed any of my position or duty I'm doing? I complain. I might ask that question because I do ask more often. Yeah. They will say no. But I'm going to. I will reply. You will never see me complain about any position or any duty. I will not. Because to you, you might do it that you want to punish me. But there is this just straight bulletproof. I do that job straight up.
Yeah.
That's right. That job. I will never. No matter any fight we had, if I leave you going to that job, I'm going there to conquer it 100%. This is how I face any job. I don't want to do a shitty job. You have excuse to screw me. That is not how I operate.
Absolutely. Even me, I want to do my job done and dusted. Like when I'm going home,
there will not be any mistake.
Yeah, of course.
I'll
try 110%. I always give my 99% in my job. I always want to get involved. I always want to be away. I always want to be involved in every single thing. So at the end of the day, even though mistake comes, I'll know that I give it my 100%. Yeah, no one is perfect. Mistake comes, you will accept the mistakes, but try not to repeat the mistake again and again. Mistake can happen 2 or 3 times, but there's no problem. But try not to make it a habit for that mistake to keep happening. So for me, I always wanna put all my best interests at work. And when someone is trying to push me down or belittle me at work, back in the days, I will get angry. I will shout. I will yell. Sometimes I will act angrily.
Yeah, that is another thing I'm trying.
But that is a very selfish act. When someone is trying to put you in a hard way, in a hard position, accept it.
No, you're saying it as if, there is, some bosses, they will say, okay, I'm going to put this guy in this position. It's hard, but when he overcomes that position, he levels up for another level.
Yeah. Some people do that.
Yeah.
But some people are using it as a punish. Yes. They are punishing you like they want to. I want to punish that. I want to show this guy who I am.
Now,
like I want to show my power to that guy.
That is what we faced here. We are.
Exactly.
And now my own mindset is no problem. Do it.
And years has gone by and I've learned a lot. Now I'm trying as much as I can to relax more than being angry at work. Being angry at work can only disfocus you, can only distract you,
No,
can only make you face the noise,
Mm.
but they will make you not to see what is inside.
Mm.
But when you are very focused, regardless of the pressure,
there is this job
you will
we
see
do-
what is inside.
No, there is this job we do in Nigeria. In my own language, we call it guavo. This is what we call it in my own language. I will try to explain it in English. Guavo means whatever thing you do that day, that is how much they're going to pay you.
Mm-hmm. You get paid as you work.
Yeah, you get paid as you work.
Okay.
And when you're working with that kind of condition, you want to lift the whole world.
Of course, man.
You understand?
You gotta do
Now,
more
I did
than
that
expected.
job. I did that job. I did it for years. You understand?
Yeah.
And in the morning when I wake up, I want to do more than what I did yesterday.
Absolutely.
I did it. I did not do it for 1 day. I did not do it for 2 days. I did it for years, man. This, they are going to pay you according to how many bags of cement that you did. Yesterday I did 2.
Hey, tomorrow I'm gonna do 3.
Today to do 4.
Yeah.
And if I did that 4, the next day I'm going to wake up to do 6.
More. Yeah.
Now, I did not live this life accidentally. I did not live it by punishment. I did it and I adapted doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'm coming here now and you want to put me where? So long as I can move, I'm going to grab it with 100%.
Yeah, good to go.
Mindset to conquer it, to come on top of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know.
So you cannot punish me with a job. It's not possible. You cannot do that.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand.
The only thing you can do is, after doing my job, you called me because of one mistake that is not actually my fault to insult me.
That's another thing that pains out because
They do it today.
Yeah, they do it. They want to put the blame on someone. There's one thing one of my colleagues do that I don't really understand. If a mistake happens, why are you looking for a blame? You get me?
Yeah.
Mistake is already done. We need to figure out and fix the mistake and don't look at the blame. You're blaming this guy, you're blaming that guy, you're blaming who exactly do you want to blame? If you are in that position, you're going to probably do the same mistake. Yeah, because you have a lot of things going on in your mind and you're working, you're receiving calls, you're doing that and that, and then something can happen. A mistake can happen. So when a mistake happens, we're not covering you of the mistake, but we fix the mistake and you learn from the correction. That's it. So don't blame people for mistakes that happens at work. Even me, if my colleague or my junior staff do a mistake, how I'm going to put that mistake is putting a corrective action.
Yeah.
I do it by myself or I teach him how to do it. And I tell him, you did a mistake in this part. You need to correct it next time. But maybe they will not see me taking action like giving him a notify, a warning letter, or maybe making him write a statement and all that. But I'm giving him a verbal corrective.
They actually want to see you do that all the time.
Because for me, I want to see people succeed.
Yeah.
This is my motive. I want to see. I like an environment. I hate toxic environment. I like an environment where I work. Everybody is flowing together. We're working together hand to hand.
If you're a boss, you're a general manager,
working hand to hand.
Charge, and you told me that I'm going to give you this task, that is employment, right? And this is how much I'm going to pay you. I agree that I'm going to take that money. Then we signed that contract. I started working for you. After 2-3 months, not even after the probation period, before the probation, I said I'm no longer interested. Why? Why do I want to terminate that contract? It happens every month where we work now. And our surroundings. Why? I tell people that this people that want to leave this job is not their fault because they saw the salary, they saw the pay before they agreed to do the job.
Yeah, it was okay.
Why
they accepted.
They suddenly don't want to do the job?
That's another thing.
You should seriously look at the people you are giving best managers, man.
Yeah, this is the thing. They don't look at it. They just give. But for me, there are things which I don't really care.
Okay, I want to ask you a hypothetical question. How old are you?
For me, I prefer not to say my age.
That's why I say hypothetically. That means you can say whatever you want.
Around 30s, 40s, yeah.
How many life experience? How many years life experience do you have? Real life experience do you have?
Real life experience I've had over. I would say real life experience I've had over almost 2 decades.
There is nothing that
experience.
is happening around me right now that I've not lived before. It's just a different face.
Yeah, of course. Like, I have seen life, man. I have lived life. I have seen life. I have faced the other part of life, the toughest part of life. And eventually, even something happens to me that might, if it happens to other people, they might not survive it. Like, I lost one of my loved ones right in front of me. I have done a lot of things, man. Not something bad, but something good for survival. And I've do a lot of work, doing from the, low level of work to the high level of work and to the level of work that I'm working right now. I've done a lot of work and I have seen a lot of things in life. There's nothing, okay, what I can say I haven't seen is being in jail. I haven't gone to the jail. I haven't been in police station before.
We'll be times.
I haven't been in police station. I haven't been handcuffs before, but I have do what a man needs to do to survive in a very good way. So I have seen life. There's nothing that you can expect. That's why money and luxury lives doesn't spike me for any bit. You understand what I mean? Like, I don't feel it. I don't feel like if I see all these Lamborghinis, Ferraris, all these big cars,
your life experience,
even though at my level now, it doesn't trigger me to feel like, oh my God, this is really nice. Some people might be saying, yeah, you're saying this because you haven't gotten to that level. Even though I get to that level, I have handled money, bro. I have handled money. When I say money, I've handled money because money is a thing that when you have it, today it can be yours, tomorrow it can be someone else. So I have handled money. So I have seen money. There's nothing that is about money now that can trip me or make me lose my value. So life in general,
I've been working since I was 19. And I'm now 30 something.
19. I even work.
Professional job that I have to come clock in.
I did my own business when I think from age of 12.
I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about working for somebody that I have to work for 30 days.
To get paid.
Yeah, to get paid, right? And I've been doing that since I was 19. Now I am 30 something without being sacked for a day.
Yeah, that means you put in a lot of commitment.
I have experience. I have real life of experience of asking somebody, sir. I know when somebody's trying to screw me. I know when somebody's backbiting. I know when somebody is doing eye service. And I grew up in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
I did a concrete job.
Yeah, I know. Whoever that do that job, man, you cannot just compare it to the normal people.
I understand everything that you're going to do. And in everything, I have tried as much as everybody has their principle, but I've tried as much as I can to live by chain of command. I don't see it here.
Chain of command here.
I don't see it here. Wait. I don't see it here like it is. You cannot go above me. It's not possible that you go above me. I am your senior. Whatever I tell you is what you're going to do. And whatever comes out, I take it. It's not like that.
Yeah, some organizations are not like that, but some organizations are like that. I'll be very honest
with my experience, maybe generalize.
Maybe with your experience, like in my department, I would say we have an open door policy. All right, so if you think you've approached the first level of the management is not assisting you, you can go to the upper higher of the management.
No, it's not even management. I'm not talking about management.
No, when I mean management,
hierarchy, right?
No, when I mean management, it's not the hierarchies. What I mean management is about like maybe you approach your supervisor and he's not assisting you. You can go up to your manager. He's not assisting you. You can go up to your director. That's how it works. From where I came from where I'm working, that's how it works. We have a very open door policy, which is very, very smooth, and it makes everything transparent. Not like before. Before my previous management, before this my boss came in, oh my goodness, God, it was hectic and toxic, man. I was called for an ambulance back in the place where I lived. I was called for an ambulance because of the toxic thing that was happening at work. To be honest, man, I felt sick.
You got a mental issue.
Shit. I was thinking like, okay, end it all and just go. But when this management came in, when my boss came in, he turned the desk around. He made it clear. This is white, and we're going to work on white. If you have a black, you'll be spotted out because we're working on the white platform. So if you're wearing black, you'll be spotted out. If you're trying to be opposition against the team, you'll be spotted out. And when this guy put this thing, the whole department changed. And those ones who were wearing black, everyone fled. All of them ran away.
They left.
Because
they couldn't contain it.
They couldn't contain it because now they have been living with that kind of lifestyle for decades.
This is what I told
working
you.
there.
This is what I told you. I sincerely asked somebody, and this guy told me it's culture.
They have been living with that decade. Bro, this guy has been living, these particular guys have been living with that particular habit because they have made it as a habit. You know, it superseded the attitude of leading or ruling people. Like once they come in, they want everybody to be scared of them. You don't go to work as a boss to make your team to be scared of you. But as a boss, you go to work to make your team to work with you, or you work with your team to achieve the goal at the end of the day. But for them, man, they make this like, oh, this guy's coming to work. Everybody like,
so
man,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the work suffers.
You gotta put yourself together. Like he's passing, man. You gotta adjust yourself. This is how they make the work. And one of the guy, I stood up and I challenged him. One day, we become a very big enemy. And from there, he made my life full of shit. I was working with that pressure, but I didn't give a shit. And until the particular time when the nemesis cut him up in the situation, and he ran. He left crying. He even cried when he was leaving. I'm asking, why are you crying? No, what I was asking in my mind, like, see, if you have done a good job for almost 1.5 decades with organization, you don't need to cry. You live with integrity. You live with the privilege that I've worked with these people and I've lived a legacy. Yes, I've lived a legacy for these people to carry on. And when they remember my name, they will know that I have done a job. But when they remember your name, we remember toxic, we remember pain, we remember not working with such person like you in the life.
Again, he's living with his skills.
Yes, but he left crying, and I'm asking myself, what the hell were you crying, bro? This nigga that I'm telling you, he's the toughest in the team. But when he left,
I'm thinking about this.
When he left, he was crying. I'm asking myself, what the hell are you crying for? That was what I was asking myself. Why are you crying? I probably think he's gonna see this video, but I don't care.
He's not saving.
Maybe he will see this video. I don't care, and I believe that I will never work with such a person like that. If I will say it in this video clearly. If I come to put my CV in a job, or I come for an interview, I see him there, I will ditch the job. Yeah. I will ditch the job. I go to another company because they're not the only one. This guy made life full of shit and hard. When my boss came in now, my God, we felt like, someone just came from nowhere in a dark room and put the light and save us. The guy changed the whole thing. The whole department was transparent and people did not like it because they were like,
that is not what they're used to.
Because they are used to this, they are, what is it called? My brother, this kind of a thing. They're used to that. If you do something bad, they will even cover you. But somebody that is against them do something bad, they put you in the sun to dry up. So when this guy came in, he changed the whole thing, put a white platform. If you're black, if you think that you're gonna be a black person on the team, come in. You'll be spotted out. And when you spotted out, then we'll face
You'll
you.
be dealt with.
Absolutely. You'll be dealt with. And nobody wanna coming into that and be dealt with in that kind of format. Because if you do, they will know that, okay, fine. If we 100 people in the team and you're the only one that is standing, causing problems means you have a problem. If 99 people are working and they are not having any issue and you're the only one, so it means you have a problem. So, but you need to be careful of those people, because those people can get one and develop two and become three. Before you know it, they enter the team. So also is another thing that also we are facing here. But I trust the person that I'm working with.
No, it depends on how the exposure the person has mentally.
Yeah.
You know, if the person is how should mature, or the person have seen stuff, watched. Let me not say read, because there are people that don't have time to read. Listen, watch. You cannot only get education by reading.
Absolutely.
You can get
from what you hear.
listen,
Yeah,
right?
from what you listen to.
So
what you look at.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to, put them in this box and say it's because this the attitude is this. That is why sometimes I ask questions. Sometimes I say I don't understand this. Why do you do this? Distance is not in our culture. If people do it, we shame them. Why do you do this?
Exactly.
I try to understand.
Like,
Seriously,
why?
I ask this question: why do you behave like this? Why do you say like this? Why do you cuss all the time? Why, if somebody says something or somebody come now and tell you something, immediately the guy moves, you say what the person says.
Why? Why you have to backstab someone?
I even tell them there is something they call eye service. Do you know what is eye service?
Of course I know.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking them.
Okay.
Do you know what is eye service? No, it's English. Okay, open your phone, Google it. What is eye service? Let me understand this, because we're working. There are some things you have to do. I will say, okay, I will overlook it. I don't want to think about it like, if I am in Nigeria, this is how I'm going to react. I need to look you when you do that kind of stuff and overlook you. You understand?
Yeah.
So right now, there are some things that they will be doing right now. If it's something that is not hindering the job, something I have to shout, I will just, okay.
Yeah, just ignore them.
Yeah.
Ignore them.
Since I have known that this is your culture, okay. You have your culture, I have my culture. I don't want to change you.
His culture of eye service and all that. I understand what you mean.
Be who you are. Seriously, be who you are.
But people needs to be changed. People need to change.
No. It's not Victor that is going to change that person.
You're right.
I would not like somebody to come and change my culture.
I see.
I will not
when you are protecting or showing a bad culture, it needs to be changed.
But it's not what only one person is doing. What are you going to change?
It's not only one person is doing. Yes, it's not what only one person is doing. But you can do it, but you can hide it.
There are some places when you will go as a new guy, you ask questions, right? Okay, let's say where there is 20 nationals. You got a job where there is 20 different nationalities. Then you see somebody from your side. You ask the person, what's up? How we working here? And the person has no good stuff to say. This is reality, man.
Yeah, you're right. But sometimes you don't listen to one mouth.
Yeah, now see, this is reality. You ask, because we ask when you go for interview, right? You come out from office.
Yeah, you see somebody, you see a fellow, you can just ask him what's up about the job, and tell you. Sometimes people say from the perspective, and sometimes I'll be very honest with you. People are very, very selfish. Even though when you're treating them good, like my boss is doing now, he's treating all the team with the good food. I can dare anyone in my team to come out and say my boss is not good.
No, there are people that if you're not taking their side, they're not going to like you. It doesn't matter what you do.
I can dare my team, they'll be watching and they will see this, to tell me that my boss is not good. I dare any of them.
No, there are people that will not like you for the fact that
there are particular people who will still say this man is not good.
That is how life is. Remember that Jesus Christ was crucified.
Yeah. But there are some particular people who will still come out and say, this man is not good. But this man is not just good to me, it's good to the whole team.
No, that is why when we were arguing before this podcast, I said, you don't know what is good fights. People say, pick your fight.
No,
you don't know.
You go back to this fight.
No. No, this is a reference, right?
Yeah.
I said when we were arguing before this podcast, I said, you don't know what is a good fight. You just need to wake up in the morning and face it head on.
Absolutely.
You just need to wake up in the morning and say, this day I'm going to conquer it. Now, remember that you have your skill, even if you lose your job.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
The skill is your own.
Your skill is your own.
Some people tend to forget this. I don't know why they do.
Yeah, because you have that fear in you that if I lose my job, it's gonna take me a while to get another one, and if I don't get another job, I'm gonna be left without no cash. And remember, as an African man, particularly from where we're coming from, we have a lot of things on our shoulders. People that you look out for, right? And these people that you look out for, if you are not be able to phone or assist them to be able to do what they need to do, or to assist your family to be able to pay for some debts, or maybe house rents and all that, assist your little sister, your mother, your father. If you cannot be able to do that, it's going to put you in a very big depression. And if you are a family person, I'm not talking about the guys who are not family oriented. Some guys who are not family oriented, they don't give a shit about their family. They get money, they spend it here, they do whatever they want to do. But as a family oriented person, you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders that you need to. So sometimes you gotta take shit at work, regardless on how the shit is. You're gonna take it at work to do what? To digest it. Because you have people that are just looking up to you. Because if you lose this job right now, and if you don't have anything at hand, you know how the country is. If you don't have a job, man, you're nobody here. And the street is not safe. You cannot just go into the street to do whatever you want. You can get deported anytime, any day. So the thing is, that job, that fear of unknown makes you take some shits.
Fear of unknown.
Yeah, it makes you swallow some shits. Just bring it. I'll swallow it. At the end of the day, I get my payment. I sort my problems. No, I'm telling you. No, see, let me tell you something. I'm just telling you. Yeah, sometimes you got to swallow it, because while swallowing it, you're not gonna be there. You'll be looking for somewhere else. You'll be looking for somewhere else to go, or looking for another skill to be able to take on, to get on to the next level. But I will advise never you leave your job because of the frustration. I have one of my he's a colleague of mine, but not in the same department. He was telling me about the frustration going on in the department. I had advice. I just asked a few questions. Do you have extra money, extra cash with you? Do you have any money with you? Said no. Do you have any job at hand? No. Do you have any motive of leaving at the moment? If you want to resign tomorrow? Said no. So why you want to leave now? If you leave now, is the biggest mistake you're going to do. You're going to be in more depression with the depression which you have. And remember, you leaving, you quit. You did not win the fight in the team. So what you're going to do is...
They cannot get another job?
No, you can get another job. What you're going to do is look for another job. Why are you looking for another job? Look for another job. And while you're looking for another job, just keep enduring, or keep, or control the situation. Or keep taking the shit that's going on. Manage it. That's the best word to say.
Yeah.
Manage the shit that is going on while you are looking for another job, and while you're saving as well. Because this country, man, you cannot stay without money in this country. You're finished.
Yeah.
You cannot stay without money in this country.
I want to ask you a couple of questions, then we bring this to a close. I want to ask you now, right? If you go out and somebody asks you where you're working, what can you say about the people you're working with, right? Now, you can tell the truth, right? Exactly how it is. And the people that you're working with, when they heard what you say, they might be angry. Why would you say this? But you did not lie. That is actually the situation.
I said out of feelings, how I feel,
No.
how the situation is.
It's not even about how you feel. This is your
The
basics.
The actual situation that's happening.
What you live, how you work, the people you're working with. No, you telling the truth. This is how it is. I come into this space, I wash my hand. You telling the person that you wash your hand. This person you greet. This is what the person calls you. This is how you and this guy shakes. No. Everything that happens, this is what you and you told the person this.
Exactly.
But when they hear it, they will not be happy. But this is actually how it is. Right?
Yeah, the truth, of course, the truth is always ugly.
Everything that I'm doing right now, I am not perfect. But you cannot tell it to somebody and I will be angry. It's not possible.
Yeah, it's not.
You cannot say, I am going to report you to supervisor, to manager, to who. Okay, what did I say? Okay, what did I tell? Okay, go ahead. It doesn't matter. Somebody will come and say, Victor, I heard this, I heard this. There is nothing you are going to say, somebody hears it, and I'll be angry. It doesn't matter. There is something called being intentional. I am purposely intentional. Everything I'm doing, purposely intentional, and it gives me morale to speak. You understand?
Yeah.
It gives me the authority to stand and speak. Go into this place, ask for something, even if it doesn't relate to the work.
Acting towards intentional.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
Intentionally, everything you're doing it intentionally. But again, why I act intentional, being intentional, everything I'm doing, or why I'm acting, remembering anything that could happen, trying to analyze is because I know that the world is broad. It doesn't end here.
Absolutely, it doesn't.
And I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I'm doing, saying everything, acting however I'm acting, bearing at the back of my mind that there is A, there is B, there is C. There's front of the house, there's back of the house, there is morning, there is night.
Yeah. When you have thoughts about your actions, you'll definitely have a good decision at the end of the day. Why? Because some people, they act without even thinking about it. They just act.
But how would you know? You know, some people do everything they're doing. They want in promotion and they get in promotion.
That's what I'm saying. You are doing that with one agenda of, I want a promotion, but you never think the destruction that you're trying to create, or you never think the bad side of this thing that you're doing now, how it's going to influence the other people. But you don't give a shit. But you're looking at that direction of that promotion. That's why you're acting towards that. That's acting without thinking.
Or if it happens that the shit hit different.
Yeah, that's acting without thinking. But when you think, okay, I'm going to get this, but it's going to cost this, you need to, does it really worth it? If you do something that really worth it, even though somebody comes to you, you say, yes, I did it. I did it because this is a reason. And my reasons are very well enough to justify my actions. So for that, everyone will know that, yeah, your actions were intentional. So you doing something or acting without thinking, I would say this has cost a lot of people their job. And it's, of course, a lot of distractions in the department.
Yeah, most people complain about it. So much people complain
about it.
So much people complains about it.
Yeah, you don't go to get a position because of you fight against somebody, or because you go, backstab someone to get a position. That's not a position. It doesn't want it. You don't deserve it.
So, everybody's saying right now that you have to acquire skill.
That's the thing. Dubai, UAE is about network. You need to acquire skill, grow your network. Okay. What is your skill? What can you do? This time around is not who you know. Who you know might put you up there, but the thing is, what are your skills?
What can you do?
Okay, for example, I'm a general manager, and then I have a friend who referred me on the person that I need to employ.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're coming to me, I need to see your skills. If you're not qualified enough, I'll tell my friend, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pick your reference.
But in this life that we live in, it doesn't matter. You should try. You should try to build confidence in yourself. You are the one
confidence.
that actually matters in this life or in your race to live. In your lives to live a life, you are only the person that matters.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, if you don't have confidence, I have seen grown men with wives and children being bullied by a kid. I've seen it here.
A wife and children.
No, I have seen a man being bullied by a younger guy.
Yeah, of course. When you don't have that confidence,
A younger guy will be speaking and this man will be trembling.
When you have a low self-esteem, one thing you need to understand as well is qualifications, I would say, are not the same. If I have a high qualification and I have operating at high levels, and a person, maybe I'm younger. I'll be very honest with you, because this is just the fact. Maybe the guy that is older than me has a lower qualification and he's not in my level. Okay, definitely, of course. Maybe I'm a COO tomorrow and this guy happens to be a general manager and he's older than me. Of course, he's reporting to me. If I speak, he needs to listen.
That is not the case. The case is this guy is actually in a higher position.
The same higher position, or a higher position than...
position. And the junior is talking, he cannot speak back. Or even at the same level, but he cannot talk to his colleague.
That's another thing you need to understand. When you work with people that are very dominant, is another problem. People can dominate you even without you knowing, and they will make you have less to say in everything that you're doing. I have experience of that. If you work with a person that is dominant, you need to be very careful. You need to stay far away.
How will you overcome something like that?
Oh my God. How to overcome some... Recently, I was overcoming because I have encountered that.
I have seen it.
I have lived it. The only way is you need to say less. And you need to watch. You understand? Do not argue with them because they are dominant. You argue with them, they're going to find a way. You can argue with them today and you go home and sleep, and that guy go home, stays awake, thinking of the next strategy he's going to use against you. There are people who are doing that. Not everybody goes home after work, goes to bed. They are thinking of the next strategy they're going to use tomorrow. And you're going to wake up freely, less stress and everything, and he comes to work. He's already ready. He attacks, and you're not ready to absorb the attack. What's going to happen? He will dominate you. And at the end of the day, you will do what? Accept. And when you accept, that situation goes like a circle. So for you to run away from these people, stay far away from them and less the conversation. When it comes to an argument, close it quickly as much as you can. Okay? Whatever they say, okay, yeah, I got you, fine. Sometimes you can just speak whatever they say, you ignore it. There you go.
With all this experience, we did say it is good. It would be a good idea to train our kids to be outspoken.
Yeah.
Do you think being outspoken can help in this situation?
Being outspoken can help. But there is a difference between arrogancy and being confident, having self-confidence and arrogancy. Arrogancy is a person who can, don't really have much, but he's willing to say the way it is. But self-confidence is when you really know what you're talking about. You believe in yourself. You know what you're talking about. Then you can speak out. Now you can defend yourself. You can make research. A person who's open-minded. But arrogance is a person who doesn't relate, who doesn't give a shit. But he's maybe not self-confident, but he's arrogant. And his arrogance is very bold enough. So he pushes his arrogance to cover his lowest thing. So training your kids, you need to be able to know how you are training your kids, to know if you're training them on the right platform, if they're going to be outspoken and confident about themselves. You need to train them in the right way to understand that if you do wrong, you need to accept that you do wrong. And you need to work that wrong.
In the case of being bullied,
that's what I'm saying. In that case of being bullied, you need to train your children to defend themselves in every aspect of platform. If someone is trying to shut you up, never be shut up. Speak up for yourself. You need to speak up for yourself. You need to say, yeah, if you're not the one, say I'm not the one. Be straightforward. It's not going to kill you. Even though the person is putting a gun on your head, tell him I'm not the one. If you want to shoot me, I'm not the one.
There are people that will say, I don't want to say because I don't want to have a fight with say.
No. If you are wrong, you are wrong. This is my word. That's the word I choose to live in. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Like now, sometimes I goes to my boss, I ask him for. That was the first time, my first time I went to him and asked him for a feedback, a performance review. I need you to tell me how I'm working. He served me a hot cup of tea. Bro, my head was, I came up from his office. I'm like, shit. I'm like, yeah, I think I really need to adjust on this. And
But you can self-evaluate.
I can do that. But sometimes, you can't really see everything. You get my point? You can't really see everything because your actions, the way you work, and all that. There are people who sees better than you do. Yeah, I do self-evaluate. But the thing is, you don't get 100%. Self-evaluate will not give you 100%. But the best evaluation is to ask person that is working with you that is really observing. That's why I go to my boss, because he's very observant.
This present boss or the past?
No, the present. Bro, everything I'm talking about good in my department is this present boss. I don't know if you see him. He's a very quiet guy. He does not,
Where his polo and
yeah, he's a very simple and quiet guy. He gave me my first review. I came out from his office. My head were standing. Even the guys were looking at me. I'm like, but I didn't take it personal.
Yeah.
I never took it personal. I listened to everything he said. I went back home and I was asking myself, what do I need to do to adjust?
The one that does the training.
Yes.
He's the one that does the training, right?
Yes. My real boss. I was asking myself, what do I need to do to adjust and to bypass this level? I went for the second time. I haven't gone for the second. I was about to go for the second time. I'm waiting for the next time I'll go to see, and then asking me about my performance review.
Feedback.
Because I need this feedback to be able to elevate myself up.
Ask for feedback. It's good. I'm somebody that believes in feedback.
But
I always ask
feedback, don't go ask the wrong person.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to
You ask the wrong person, you're finished, man. The person will tell you, yeah, you're okay. Even when you're not okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The honest feedback you can get is when somebody tells you the way it is, point and blank.
But there are also some people that will purposely diminish you.
Yes.
So that is why I also ask you don't self-evaluate. We can tell ourselves the truth.
Exactly.
We can tell ourselves the truth. There are things you're doing that, no, come on. You don't need to be doing this.
I can't do this kind of a thing.
You understand? And sometimes when you want to see how people perceive you, you ask another person.
Yeah.
You understand? But when they say everything that we are doing that we know is wrong, we know. Everything that we are doing wrong, we know is wrong.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
There are people that just after their day, they go home and sleep. They wake up, they go home and sleep. People are like that.
Yeah.
But think about how your day was.
Yeah, you're right. And the reason why my review from my boss, when he gave me that first review, that was, I think, almost it's been a long time. When he gave me that review, I thought about it. And some points he made there was very clear. And I was looking to that angle. Yeah. Because he made that point with example. He gave me facts with the points that he made, and which was very transparent.
I want to understand why people go to their boss for a review.
Yeah, because you don't go because you want to just go. You need to go because you need to get a feedback to know exactly what you're doing. If you're really on the right track, or maybe you're just running around all over the department, making noise and, giving other people headache. Because he's the one who sees.
Are you going to your boss for a review that you want to understand?
Improve.
That you want to understand how your boss wants his team, or how your boss wants his team to be done? Or you're going to your boss to understand how that work should be done? That work that you've been doing, you know how you can improve if you want to improve.
All these things you say now all are important. If a boss is bossing a team, or if a leader is leading the team, he needs things to be good, things to go on his way, and he needs the team to perform on his way, and he needs the team to see to put the work together in a way that is going to be good.
Mm.
So for you for me, if I'm going for a review or a feedback from my boss, I need to make sure that what he's telling me is aligning to everything that he really wants. Because whatever he's telling you based on how the work should go. And he's going to tell you about your personal life, how you live your life here, how you engage with the other team. I'm seeing how you're engaging with the other team, whether you're doing good or bad. I'm seeing how you're conducting your briefings, whether you're doing good or bad. And I'm seeing how you're handling issues. If issues happen, if issue arises, how you handle the issue. If you're handling issue right or wrong. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So going to your boss is you will get all those three answers. You go off also for your own personal way on how you handle things, how you handle the team, and how you run the department.
All right, guys. Thanks for today's podcast. We've been discussing for a very long time, and I know that you've been enjoying it. For professionals and people that have been working, doing a good job, but they have low self-esteem, and everything that you want to do as a career person, please. It is good to do a research, and it's also very important to believe in yourself.
Yeah, to have a self-confidence is really important.
It's very, very important.
Self-confidence.
It's very, very important. And please, there is another thing that you need to know, that when you were doing a job that you know that you were doing, 100% sure that when I come to this environment, or when I enter this property, when I enter this environment, I want to deliver. I remember that there are people that it doesn't matter whatever you do, they will never be satisfied. Bro, don't worry. But just go there to deliver.
Just be a person of integrity, have your self-morals, and hit on to the button straight up.
Yes.
Don't let all those side talks people say put you down. They're gonna say something. They're gonna say real crazy shit on your head. Your ears will hear a lot of things. They will upset your morning. They will upset your evening, depending on the time of your shift. But never let it bring you down. You just need to believe in yourself that you can deliver. Once you believe in yourself, believe me, it's gonna work.
Yeah. If you're somebody that likes to win, and somebody puts you off, you're going to lose that day.
Absolutely.
So you should come out to play the game. You should come out to win. No matter how you feel, your personal feelings should not get in your way.
Come out and deliver.
Rocking the day.
Exactly. Come out and deliver.
Understand that. Believe in yourself is very much important. And remember, the skill you have is yours.
Yeah, and we are against of the low esteem people, huh?
Yes.
Don't be a low esteem person. Be a very self-confident person. Speak out. Be broad. Yeah. Speak out.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself and never let people talk you out.
Don't be scared to make a mistake. If you made a mistake and you realize that a mistake,
on your mistake,
go and correct it. If you correct it, you get perfect on that mistake that you've made.
Yeah, that's right.
It's very essential. See you next on Vic Influential. Thank you, and subscribe, share this video so that our community will keep growing. See you.